I'm Clay Carlino, and I do stuff. And one of the things that I do a lot lately is live stream. On Friday nights, it seems to be that's the going thing for me to fire up the cameras and the computers and everything and invite you into my toy collection on Friday nights. Because, hey, what better do any of us have to do right now than look through a bunch of cool old toys? And just to let everybody know, tonight is ladies' night. That's right. Drinks for females are on the house. I have one female here, and you get free drinks. So, yeah, that's ladies' night. Ladies' night is not just for establishments that you imbibe adult beverages. In this case, we are talking about lady transformers, but not all of them, because I mean, you know what? There's actually a lot, and I'm glad about that, because I like there to be both genders of transformers. I think it's awesome. And so this is probably one of a series of ladies' night events. And tonight, without any further ado, as if you don't know, because you've seen the thumbnail, but nonetheless, we are doing Victorion. Yes, these are, now depending on what you're following, these are either the torchbearers from Caminus, or they are the Rust Renegades, which is what the box art on Victorion says. So let's go ahead and pull that out just so you get a chance to look at it. I'm glad that everybody's enthused about that. Yes, I still have the box for this one because Victorion is special. And, you know, she's also, like, they did some interesting things. For one thing, notice that there we go, that the name is Victorion. Okay, it's not the Rustabots or the Fanbots, or thank goodness not the Fembots. It's not a subgroup. It's you know, they're straight up owning that this is I cannot get the camera right. Okay, there we go. That what you want is, you want Victorion. Okay, I mean, let's be honest. You're buying this subgroup not because you really want repaints of Hotspot and some Stunicons and count them, 2 copies of Alpha Bravo. You want this. And let me tell you, this might be an illustration, but it really does capture just how awesome she really is. So that's yeah, just taking a look here, you can see that she does come in a nice big box, and of course it indicates the individual vehicles. There we go. You know, we've got 2 sports cars, a fire truck, a motorcycle, and 2 helicopters. We've got Victorion looking amazing. I mean, that's some nice artwork. I really like it. You know, they did a great job of just making her look dynamic. Go on to the back, and you see her in all her glory. They have her transformed with the car bots as arms and the helicopters as legs. I usually reverse that. I usually have the helicopters as arms, just because they're a little bit skinnier. I kind of like having you know, smaller arms and bigger legs, but you know, it's really a preference thing. And hey, nobody should shame anybody else for the taste that they have in their women. So, we have 10 viewers. Welcome, Quentin. Welcome, Colleen. Welcome, Savage Shark. Author Joy Thayer, thank you for joining us. Let's see. Justin Riley, thank you for joining us. All of you are like my favorite people in the world right now. Of course, you're still my number one favorite, but they are collectively a close second. I'm glad that we're happy about that too. So thank you for joining me tonight. You know, it really does mean a lot to me that you guys join me on my dumb little live streams because this it would feel a little lonely if I were just doing this and I had the chat open and nobody was doing it. And I can say that from experience because that's the way that my live streams used to go.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly that
I feel like I'm missing something that's really, really awesome right now. But no, that is happening right here. Somewhere in this room, Megatron and Optimus Prime are having an epic battle. Actually, that may not be true, but the reality is I've got a lot of Megatrons and a lot of Optimus Primes around here. They could be duking it out, like, when I'm not looking, and I would never know. So, Mixelplick, Mixelplick is here. Well, okay, it's MTDL3X, Middle X is here. So thank you for joining me, Middle X. And you know what? Please do not say your name backwards until the end of the live stream, because I don't want you to leave. I'm glad that you're here. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make fun of people's screen names, but you know, we are all in a situation right now where we've been stuck in our homes for a little bit too long, and things are starting to get a little punchy.
Roger.
Thank you. I'm so glad that I'm getting a lot of positive reinforcement from the soundboard. This is great. So anyway, this of course is the box, and then of course it has pictures of the characters, which you're going to get to see. So I don't really have to talk too much about that. Let's just move right into looking at the component parts of Victorion. And I'm going to try real hard to get their names right, because I'll tell you what, this is one that I struggle with their names. Let's just start here with Pyra Magna, Pyra Magna. And I always want to call her Pyra Magma, because, you know, Pyra, fire, magma, molten rock, Pyra Magma. But it's Pyra Magna, like, magnetic, or Magneto? Pyra Magna. Nonetheless, she is by far the most well-developed character in the team in terms of getting time in the comic book, and even, you know, she had a role in the Combiner Wars animated CGI animated series that was that online? Was that it was okay. It wasn't great. I liked the animation, but there was a lot of, you know, not much happening, talky. So let's see. The Machinima series. It was on their website, and I don't think that they exist anymore. It was a gaming and nerd site? Yeah. Can I say that? Well, you know what? I am a nerd. And so I get to use the word nerd. If you're not a nerd, you don't get to call me a nerd, okay? You have to refer to me as, okay, you're still going to call me a nerd, and just as long as you don't give me a wedgie and put my head in the toilet at school, then I'm not going to complain about it. That's the reality. The identity of being a nerd has changed over the decades, because when I was a nerd, okay, I was a nerd back when that was bad. That was pretty much being a social pariah. And, you know, it made you a target for a lot of abuse. In fact, I even remember when I was going to school, one of the bullies, many bullies, talking about how, you know, he should have some nerd like Carlino do his homework, which I didn't even do my homework. What was he thinking? But he should have some nerd like Carlino do his homework, and he could do it on his computer. He probably has sex with his computer or something like. It was something like that. And I think back to that all the time when I think about how much porn has advanced technology on the internet. And I'm not making this stuff up. This is just the reality of the situation. Porn has been a huge driver of video technology online. So, you know, yay porn? Maybe? I don't know. So, anyway, this is Pyra Magna, and we've got rust dust on top. There's a little peg in here that fits. That's, you know, obviously these are both retools from Hotspot and Groove from the Protectabots, which were also part of the Combiner Wars series. And so we will get to Rust Dust, but I'm going to set her aside. This is Pyra Magna. Now, as you notice, I like to find places for all of the extra bits that come with these Transformer teams. So these are actually feet, and they're very big, and I have a couple criticisms with the feet. I mean, there's goods and there's bads. Okay, the goods are that they are substantial feet. Many, most of the Combiner Wars characters come with the hand thing, the weapons that sort of become a hand and sort of also become a foot, and the feet are really lacking. I mean, they are really lacking. They are pretty much just a flat spot with something sticking out, but they don't elevate the figure by a substantial amount. They don't look like feet. They're bad. They're just bad, and it's part of that whole thing that's been going back all the way to Gen 1 with the Scramble City Combiners. All of them had shitty-ass feet, and it hurt the designs of the robots, and that's why you see a lot of upgrade kits, which I got one for my Dinobots Combiner, Volcanicus. And I want to say that it was actually 2 upgrade kits. There was one upgrade kit that had the better hands that had articulated joints and the large feet, and then there was also another kit that would upgrade Grimlock and give him a better torso transform for Volcanicus, and I think that we need. We need a drink, because I guess a lady has bought me a drink. It's ladies' night. I feel like this is not an appropriate girl drink. Thank you. Cheers. Okay, I guess I should stop drinking now. That is, of course, delicious apple juice. It's the kind of apple juice that needs an umbrella and just makes everything go smoother all night long. So, if... Why, yes, Joy? So anyway, Joy is asking the question if that is the GoBots command center behind me, and why, yes, it absolutely is. Here, let me divert a little bit, because that's what I do during these live streams. Most of it is just me diverting. So we have the GoBots command center here, and then this is the Andro base. That's the Andro base. And this is Thruster, the Renegade Command Center, which I feel... Can you see the whole thing? No, you can't see much of it because we've got Llewellyn Field in here. So I'm going to try and carefully... There are GoBots in here. And so yeah, that's Thruster. We just got Thruster on eBay, and one of my neighbors... Okay, so this got delivered to the wrong house, and we got the notification that it was delivered and put on our front door. It's like, no, it wasn't. And then we've been trying to go back and forth with the seller, and they've been dodging our emails, and we were getting nothing. And then today, one of my neighbors came up and said, this was delivered to my house. And when I looked inside, I realized that it definitely was not mine. And so, yeah. So Savage Shark is asking what Andro Base is, and Andro Base has a history. I'm ruining all the good staging that Monica kind of put in place. So Andro Base is another toy in the same vein as GoBot Command Center, but this is not actually a GoBot toy. It is like a third party. Now, it does become a ship, and it is the right size for GoBots. So, and it's got these pull-out wings. This is actually really badass. The stickers are in great shape. You can see that there's a little bit of discolorations on the white, but for a probably 30-year-old or longer toy, that's really good. That's really profoundly good. And then, of course, it opens up like this, and you can put the wings in there. And then it's got these... See, these little things come out... They're supposed to come out. I don't want to force them because I feel like the plastic's a little bit old. But, oh wait! Okay, so Andro Base is shown with GoBots. Andro Form. I feel like it was made by a third party though. So it's called Andro Base, and it was made by a company called Andro Form. And it is made for GoBots, but I don't think that it was actually made by I think it was a third party. I do not think that it was made by let's see, Machine Robo. Yes, but it was Tonka. Tonka was the American company, and a lot of the big plastic stuff that you saw for GoBots was made by Tonka, whereas the little figures, which we've got Crasher right here, these were made by was it Galoob? The Japanese version of Galoob? I might be wrong about that. I'm getting my history mixed up. I've probably had too much apple juice already. But yeah, that's Andro Base, and then of course this is the GoBots Command Center, which, let's see, how many GoBots are going to die in the moving of GoBots Command Center. So we got Tux here, and we've got Vanguard, and we've got his name. And okay, this is a guy that I just got recently from an eBay auction. His name is Stretch, something like that. Scratch. It was Scratch. This is Scratch. Scratch is an amazingly cool little toy. He is one of my favorite GoBots, and I only just got him, but he is awesome, and at some point we'll talk about Scratch. So here is the GoBots Command Center, and when I was a kid, I didn't like that it had a face. GoBots wanted to put faces on everything, and I always thought that was cheese when I was a kid. But nonetheless, so it does do this fold-up thing. And it becomes a space. Thank you, because it transforms into this, and then it transforms into an AT-AT. It is absolutely an AT-AT. Let's not kid ourselves. This is copyright infringement at its finest. I'm amazed that George Lucas, maybe he took one look and he thought, I'll let him have it. But this form right here is enough to make this worth having. Okay? You don't have to set it up. You don't have to reveal the robot face. You've got a GoBots version of the AT-AT. And that's really all you need. At that point. So yes, thank you. Everybody should be. Says, wrong way. You're right, wrong way. Thank you. Savage Shark says that this guy's name is Wrong Way, and he is correct. Thank you, Savage Shark. And so, GoBots. They had cool bases, this is one of the ways that GoBots, one of the things that GoBots did better than Transformers is that GoBots had playsets right out of the gate, big ones that could fit their guys, and we will do, just letting you know, we will be doing a live stream all about GoBots bases. We were actually just waiting to get Thruster. I would like to do some kit bashing on that. There's some repairs that need to be done, so maybe not immediately, but that is coming. So, let me set this back over here. Put him in there and him on there, and put Tux in the cafeteria. The command center has a cafeteria. I don't know if you saw that, but there's a cafeteria in there. I kind of respect that they have a cafeteria. I suspect that it has lots of punny foods, like, I don't know, macaroni and nuts or something, macaroni and bolts. I don't know. That's all that I could come up with. So we'll move Vanguard and Scratch out of the way. Even though right now I just want to start playing with Scratch because he's so cool. But I'm not going to, because that's not what you're here to see. You're here to see me talk about Victorion. See, that's my dedication to my audience, so thank you. Hey, I see Grayscale! Grayscale, thank you for joining us! It's awesome to have you here, thank you! So, Mazenfur is here. Mazenfur! Hey, and I have figured out how to say your name! Woo! Yes! Mazenfur! Okay, everybody, okay, I know that you're at home and we can't actually hear you doing it, but let's just give some chants out for Mazenfur. Mazenfur! 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 Woo! that one's for you, Mason Fur. So, I was talking about something. I don't know what it was. So anyway, yeah, and this is we're talking about lady transformers here. We're talking about Victorion, and I'm just going to point out that this is something that GoBots absolutely killed Transformers on. Okay, you know, Transformers, you had the one episode that introduced female Autobots as a species in the show. Okay, there were no female toys when that aired. And then you had, you know, I think that they showed them maybe one or two other times up until the movie. And then you had RC, who was a primary character, and you know, everybody loved RC. In fact, her design was they literally, if you look at the footnotes in the wiki article about RC, they mention that the character model was stated to be Imagine Princess Leia naked. So there you go. How can you not like a Transformer whose character model is Princess Leia naked? I mean, I want to see that. Don't you want to see that? So, Jason Krishner is here. Jason, hey, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. I hope that you're staying healthy as well. Jason was just saying, glad to see you stay healthy. Yeah. I've been fighting a sore throat, but I don't think it's because I'm sick. It's not that. It's that I've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings at work, and I'm doing these pitches. Just to talk about work a little bit. I try to keep work separate. But, Jason Knight is here. Wait, did I see Jason Knight before? No, Jason Knight! Hey, you know what? This is for all of you who have jumped on, and I didn't drink for you early. That's good apple juice. So, yes. Hope's here. Everybody say hi to Hope. Hi, Hope. Anyway, so at work, we've been doing stuff with a lot of people that I'm going to keep it vague. So to kind of keep it separate, we've been working with people and doing these Zoom meetings where we're giving out free information to help them work remotely in a more effective fashion. And so I put my tap dance shoes on, and I talk to them, and I give them demonstrations and stuff like that. And so we've been doing doing these things, and we'll do a dry run, and then we'll do the thing, and we'll have a meeting about it afterwards, and then we'll be talking. And by the end of the week, my throat is killing me. So, yeah, that's what I've been dealing with lately. That apple juice is actually kind of making me warm. I feel like I should keep going. So, wow, that's I suddenly feel invigorated. So, anyway, yeah, the GoBots were doing female characters right out of the gate, and they didn't do boob armor. They didn't have them be like, oh, this GoBot character, she's a girl and she needs to be saved by Leader 1. You know, the most badass renegade was Crasher. Okay, here, let's go to the super close. Let's look at Crasher. Okay. Oh wait, we have to have the super close lens in place. So, yeah, this is GoBot's Crasher, and even though she doesn't have a lot of detail on her face, I kind of wish she had the Crasher face, but doesn't matter. She's got a fantastic body design. She's just got a good robot form, and her car mode is great. Here, let me show this. You bend this down like this, and you swing the arms down. And I really like this motion too. This is something that was kind of underused in a lot of GoBots, but having the front half of the car fold down works really nicely. And then you fold that in, and then you collapse the legs, and look at that. She is a great looking car. And this is a little bit translucent, kind of smoke there. She's got the spoiler. Actually, very nice sticker decals. Again, we've got some translucent smoked plastic here. And she had the best power ever. So when, in the cartoon, which we all know that the cartoon was bad, but she would do this thing where she would stomp on the ground and this lightning bolt would kind of jut out from her foot and zigzag and then blow stuff up. And, it was sort of like being attacked by a land shark, because all you could do is jump out of the way once it blew up the rock that was conveniently placed nearby, and the whole time she's just cackling. And yes, okay, so yeah, you will have nightmares about that. So 3 cheers for GoBots for not only giving us female characters right out of the gate, but making them badass. This one's for you, Crasher. Lost my umbrella. So, nonetheless, we have Pyra Magna here. This is Transformers trying to catch up, and they gave her feet, and these are nice. They're nice, decent sized feet, and they look good on the robot, but okay. My first criticism is that when it's not being a foot, I don't know what the hell it is. It has a pivot point here. Is that supposed to be a shield? It's not a gun? Is it a blender? I don't know what this is. I put them on the sides of Pyra Magna like this and like this. And, I kind of point the things forward that way so that they're something.
Roger, roger.
Okay, so we know that there's something. Thank you for that, D1T1 battle droid. But other than that, what the hell are these? They're just a part. And I wish that they were something. Here's the other thing, and this is really the greater offense. And we are going to see this on a lot of Hasbro's female Transformers. Yeah. They're high heels. Yes. They're like stripper dancer heels. I feel like somebody needs to let their designers know that women aren't actually built, like they're not born with an appendage sticking out the bottom of their heels. That's actually just shoes that a male-dominated society forces them to wear. they look very nice in heels. I respect heels, and I definitely respect for work once we had a project, and I'm not going to go into details because I'm not supposed to go into details about the nature of the project, but it had to do with high heels. And so I was the designer on the project, and of course I know nothing about wearing heels. So I order some high-heeled shoes online, and then I wear them all day long at work while I'm working on this project. And it was awful. What? I mean, okay, I'm gonna ask this of the ladies in the crowd. Why do you put up with this crap? I understand that men respond to the elongation of the leg and everything. This is going to be wrong, but I'm going to use Fracture, an homage to Crasher that was done. It's actually a repaint of Classics Mirage, but she looks really good. This is a great mold to use for a female Transformer, and they could not have picked a better character than Crasher. I had actually forgotten that her name was Fracture because she's Crasher. She's obviously Crasher. This is an homage to the white version of Crasher, which, strangely enough, I don't have yet. I will be getting a white Crasher. It will happen. So, just so you know. But anyway, we've got, when you've got the high heel, okay, then it elongates the leg. And it makes it more sensual.
Are you username LadiesMan217? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you username LadiesMan217?
Okay, maybe I'm going in a direction that I'm not supposed to go at this point. So I understand that there's tremendous social pressure to put on high heels and walk around in them, and I have to say, bravo! Because it's awful. It's terrible. Okay, our author Joy Thayer says that she's not much of a shoe girl. You know what, author Joy, I am not much of a shoe girl either, and I'm just going to tell you all, okay? If you need the opinion of one guy, I'm just going to say, if you never wear high heels again, it's okay. I am not going to judge you for not wearing high heels. And I invite the rest of my fellow XY chromosomed brethren to also not judge women if they choose not to wear high heels. And now that we have a society that does not feel the need to force women to wear high heels, I'm going to tell Hasbro, stop it! Stop it! You don't... Look at these! Okay? Every RC! Every Black Arachnia! Look at these! Wait, there's... Okay, yeah, thank goodness Chromia has regular feet. Thank you, Hasbro. But Energon RC, she's in high-heeled boots! We're gonna go to the super close. I'm amazed that you guys sign on for this. Yeah, girl robots do not have to have high heels. I'm letting you know, Hasbro designers. It's okay. You don't have to put high heels on your robots anymore. So, Yeah, even the GoBots. Okay, notice Crasher, normal feet. Okay, Pathfinder. Okay, the flying saucer that, let's be honest, way better toy than Cosmos. Yeah, look at Pathfinder here. Okay, she looks great. She is a fantastic looking figure, and you know, lots of great detail. And look, normal feet, no boob armor, but she looks great. So, yes, you can do robots without high heels. There you go. So, anyway, yeah, we have the high-heeled feet. And Pyra Magna, she also has this staff thing, which actually it's kind of like an axe. I put the other part of the axe on... Wait a minute. On Dust Up. Haha! I remembered the name. This is Dust Up. And here, let me take these. So this is kind of cool. They did make this so that, you know, it has these little tabs here and here that fit into these little holes here and here. And so I can take this and I can snap this. I think that it goes right around there, just like that. And that, but the problem with that is that in vehicle mode, I don't know what to do with it. I guess I could put it here like this. And as you can see, that doesn't really work too well. I guess I could do that. That doesn't seem to work too well either. I could do something like that. And that's, I guess, a little bit better, but still, you know, so I just combine it with this piece and add it to Dust Up, and we will get to Dust Up as well. So Pyra Magna is of course a retool of Hotspot, but you know, they did some nice things to enhance the mold and make it distinctive. So we've got the legs here, which do a thing, and then the arms split here, and then the chest opens up, and then we got to make her little staff thing. Oh, and the legs swivel around. There we go. So that is her. And then we're gonna snap that on there like that. And then she can hold her thing, which could be like a ceremonial staff because
Shame.
okay.
Shame. Shame.
Shame.
Shame.
Shame. Shame. I was expecting a transform noise. But so, you know, this can either be like a ceremonial staff type thing or a badass axe thing that can rip a head off. I mean, these are obviously Michael Bay inspired teeth that get right into the necks of any unfortunate Decepticons or film critics that she encounters. That's the sound of a Decepticon's head getting removed, just in case you didn't know. Let me go to the super close here. So, look at the face sculpt and the detail. I mean, she looks amazing, and it's very distinctive. You know, and her body details are really, really nice. I mean, even though a lot of this is Hotspot, that chest sculpt is unique. That head is unique. And also, she has resculpted hands. And you know, they're a little bit more feminine. So, you know, really like that. This is... so she's got a great figure, and obviously Hotspot was a good figure to go off of. Thank you. Savage Shark says Michael Bay, boo. Boo! You know what? Yeah, let's all boo Michael Bay. Let's spend the next 30 seconds booing Michael Bay. What was it, like 6 shitty-ass movies? I mean, most people will at least stop after the 3rd shitty-ass movie, and you gave us, what, 5, 6? I don't even know. So, my umbrella has flattened. Oh, here we go. All right. I've got more apple juice. So, yeah, boo Michael Bay. Nonetheless, she looks great, and she's, you know, she's got a nice dynamic form. She looks like an ass kicker. And in the IDW comic book, she was oftentimes very skeptical of Optimus Prime, very critical of him. And you know what? Looking at her, I feel like she is badass enough to be able to question Optimus Prime and put him in his place. He kind of needs it. You know, he gets a little bit too much. Oh, I'm Optimus Prime. He's the great Optimus Prime. And you know what? He needs somebody who's willing to say, yeah, Optimus, you're a little bit of a douche canoe today. Like, I love Optimus, but everybody is a douche canoe sometimes. And that's what we all have to remember as human beings and as living beings in a shared universe, that all of us have just a little bit of douche canoe inside of us. The more you know. So, you know what? There's not a Transformer that turns into a douche canoe, but this is Thunder Blast. I think that's her name. And she is from the Cybertron series. And she has this giant cannon. Now, she is kind of a speedboat, but I'm not sure that it's fair to say that she turns into a douche canoe. But she's probably as close as we're going to get to a douche canoe. I don't know her personally, so maybe she's not so much of a douche canoe in person. She just transforms into the likeness of one. Bitch boat? She's probably a bitch boat. Did that come from? Is that just from you? That's okay. Yes. She's not a douche canoe. She transforms into a bitch boat. Okay, this is already a great live stream, let me tell you. Oh, and she has this cyber planet key that goes that takes this rocket launcher that supposedly shoots 4 missiles and turns it into a missile launcher that shoots 1 missile. Is that an improvement? I mean, granted, it really does have the spring mechanism, so I guess that's an improvement, but yeah, that's a curious decision. Okay, go back, bitch boat. We're done with you now. So this is Pyra Magna. She looks great. Nice articulation, nice detail, great colors. And great character development in the IDW comic book. She was a really interesting figure, starting out with kind of this religious devotion to Prime because he's the Matrix holder, and suffering disillusionment when she sees that Prime is just a flawed being like the rest of them. And I think that in the end she kind of came to respect him, but he was killing himself again by then. And I think that he might have left her in charge. I'm not sure about that. I don't remember the ending that well, because there are a lot of issues there. But yeah, I think that she might have been left in charge, and if not, she was like one of the high up muckety mucks, certainly. So, Pyra Magna, fire truck, body of Victorion. Moving on, we have, let's just go ahead and do Rust Dust. Now see, this is something that I had to do research to figure out. So I knew that Victorion was a fan-chosen project, but I really didn't know, like, to what extent. And so I did some reading, and apparently they chose the gender of the team. They chose which molds to reuse for the team, and you know that's an important one because the mold choice is interesting. Hotspot is a good choice, certainly, because you know now you can have you know the motorcycle guy that goes on his chest, and that's always nice. But you know it always struck me as odd that this character, you know, this set of characters that's supposed to be, if you follow the IDW comics, they were from Caminus, which was a Cybertronian colony that only within the last couple of years even made contact with Cybertron. So no contact with Cybertron through most of their history. And of course, as soon as they did come in contact with Cybertron, everything turned to shit. Yeah, exactly like that. They come in contact with Cybertron and immediately things turn to shit. Because anyone who comes in contact with Cybertron, their society is turned to shit. That's the lesson to be learned from the Transformers universe. Don't come in contact with Transformers. Alright? They're fun to collect, but you don't want them to actually be on your planet. Okay? They're worse than Spaceballs. Alright? I'm just gonna say it. They're worse than Spaceballs. They will screw your planet, and that's what they did to Caminus. Anyway, so these characters are from Caminus. They have no contact with Earth, yet she is very clearly a fire truck. And I think that they get their combination powers in the Sea of Rust on Cybertron. So, you know, there's that whole Rust thing. Once again, I don't understand from a storytelling perspective, why is she a fire truck? But knowing that the fans chose the mold, okay, so, you know, they're kind of writing around what they've got, and I'll give them that. And like I said, the fact that she's based off of Hotspot gives us the repaint of Groove as a chest piece, and that is awesome, because I love that. You know, I love having a smaller figure as part of the team that becomes more of an ornamental part of the combined form that really does enhance it. It looks great on the combined form. You know, we'll show you both. You know, we'll have them on, have her on, have her off, and I really think that it's an improvement. So I'm transforming Rust Dust right now. And she is not hard to transform, but she's also got a very interesting transform. You know, she's got some neat little moves for such a small figure. And let's go to the super close so we can check out her details. So that's her. And, you know, once again, I love that they share the same color scheme. And it's a nice color scheme. You know, the muted green with the fire truck red, it pops. You know, and it's distinctive. There is no other team that looks like these characters, and I really like that. And I really like this toy anyway. Motorcycles have been traditionally difficult in the transforming robot world, and so it's nice to see one done really well. And so anyway, if you look at the box art on Victorion, let me get this. So the back of the box here says, with a will to survive forged in the unstable environment of the Sea of Rust, the Rust Renegades combine to form Victorion, a relentless, resourceful combiner who always finds a way to bring down her targets. I didn't know that they were Rust Renegades. No idea. I've had this box for a long time. I never bothered to read it. Certainly in the comic book, maybe they made mention of the Rust Renegades, but I remember them being the torchbearers from Caminus, which were like a religious group that worshipped. I want to say it was Solus Prime, and he was like the maker. Oh, Quentin, you have to go. Okay, well, hey, Quentin, thank you for joining us for as long as you could, and I hope you had fun. And we'll see you next time, Quentin. So, see you, Quentin. Everybody say goodbye to Quentin, and let's send him off with a little bit of apple juice. This is for you, Quentin. We will remember you well. Okay, that was for Quentin. So, thank you, Mason Fur, for complimenting my description. I think you were complimenting mine. Maybe you were complimenting Quentin's. I don't know. It's hard when I'm talking to the camera and then I have to glance over at the chat and try and catch up without like diverting, because nobody wants to watch me read. Like, do you guys really want to see me go? Yeah, nobody wants to see that. So, oh, Tech Rat's here! Hey, Tech Rat! It's good to see you! And here's one for Tech Rat. Dancing robots! Dancing robots! So, so anyway, we do have Rust Dust, and until I read that, the name Rust Dust and Dust Up, these references to Rust, I didn't really get it, because they wouldn't have gotten, like, at least following the IDW introduction, they already were a group before they became Victorion, and they already had names. So even if they got exposed to the enigma of combination in the Sea of Rust, they wouldn't be called Rust names in advance unless it was just kind of prophetic, maybe? So anyway, yeah, I didn't understand why the motorcycle would be named Rust Dust. At least this motorcycle is very alien looking. It's not really, I mean, I guess it's a little bit of a crotch rocket, but it's ambiguous enough that I'm willing to accept that it's some kind of an alien mode, although it is pretty much a motorcycle. So that's Rust Dust, and then we will talk about Dust Up. Dust Up is interesting. This is another one where now understanding that the fans chose which molds would get reused, I guess I see how they ended up with the combination that they did, because people were just voting for molds that they liked. And this is a good mold. They didn't pick any bad molds, but we're gonna have to have a talk about the helicopters, okay? And I'm just warning you ahead of time. We're gonna talk about the helicopters. Nonetheless, this is Dust Up. And And I'm trying to get to my mouse so I can change to the super close, but I've got a bunch of toys, and you can see, you know. Thank you. There, yeah. Oh, my super close is experiencing some technical difficulties. There we go. So, you know, this has always been a nice mold. It was a nice mold for Prowl. It was a nice mold when used for Blue Streak. You know, I love the Cybertronian text on the fenders. Yeah, beautiful details. You know, this is just, it's the detail on these figures really shows that they actually gave a shit about these guys, or girls in this case. You know, they, you know, it wasn't just, okay, well, we have to do this. They were trying to make what I believe that they're trying to make the best quality product they could. Tech Rat wants to know if that mold was used in G1. He says it looks familiar. This mold was used a lot in Combiner Wars. It was used in the Stunicons. It was used in several of the Autobot combiners that were made to combine with characters like Optimus Prime and Skylynx. There was even a white version of Optimus Prime, which for some reason was not called Ultra Magnus. I guess because they also had an Ultra Magnus figure. But I mean, honestly, if you're gonna paint Prime white, he's Ultra Magnus. It's just like if you're gonna paint, this isn't one of them. This is one. This is, yeah. Okay, so. Oh wait, no, this is not. This is not one of the same ones. And so this was not used for Prowl. I was wrong. This was used for, I think it was Dead End, one of the Stunicons, because yeah, this is. Let's see. I think it was. I don't know. Poor Monica. She's running to the shelf and grabbing every Combiner Wars car, but there were a shit ton of cars, and they are all very, very similar. So yeah, very nice mold. And no, it wasn't used on any Gen 1 characters, but it was used to create Gen 1 characters for the Combiner Wars line. So, like one Tech Rat is continuing, like one of the TFs you could only get, wait a minute here, through mail order. So I don't, did they do mail order stuff for Combiner Wars? Because, yeah, I don't think that there were any mail order. I mean, at this point, half of my collection comes from Amazon, so technically it's already mail order. But no, these are unique molds to the Combiner Wars line. They were not used in any earlier toy lines, if that's what you're asking. So, right. Tech Rat did point out that Prime could be coated in metal from the episode with the hate plague, because, you know, then all the Transformers were turned white. You're really, you know what? Okay, I'm giving Tech Rat one for remembering the hate plague episode. So, very good. Yeah. So, anyway, Dust Up transforms like this. And then, once again, really nice new parts for the head, the chest, and the hands. The rest of them are pretty much a straight up repaint, but the remolded parts, if I can get the hand out, I'm gonna show, okay. So we've got Dust Up here, and I'm gonna show her on the super close. So this is Dust Up, And one thing that you might notice right away is that face looks really familiar. And if you're thinking it looks really familiar, I'm going to show you why it looks really familiar. This is Nightbird. I want to say that she was a special edition. You know, like, didn't we have to do something special to get her? She wasn't on store shelves. She is a repaint of Chromia from the Power of the Primes line, I think. I think Power of the Primes. Or maybe it was Titan Masters. She is from in fact, I can even pull up the article on her on our internet device because I have an internet window. So, wait, I will clacky. Nightbird Transformers Wiki blip. And then we go here. And so we're going to go to the internet view. So this is the internet article on Nightbird. And this is from an episode of the Gen 1 TV show. And she was a human-made robot that was a giant-sized ninja robot. And then the Decepticons enhanced her, and she was all sorts of trouble for the Autobots. And they kind of indicated at the end of the episode that she was still functioning and, still kind of, thinking, but they never had another episode with her in there, which is a bit of a shame because, she was pretty cool. I mean, badass ninja robot smacking down Autobots. That's awesome. Anyway, yes, in the show, was that your comment or one of theirs? Okay, so Monica is pointing out that in the episode, she was stated to benefit mankind with nunchucks? I mean, what? I'm not sure if I understand the motivation here. And Dudley is digging his claws into my leg, and it hurts. Come here, Dudley. You're gonna be an internet star. Oh my gosh. Oh, look, it's Dudders. It's Dudders. He is so happy to be on camera. Aren't you? He doesn't actually like being held unless he decides to be held. So he doesn't like it when I pick him up. And then I pick him up. Thank you. He also has a stubby tail. He was almost named Atari. So, and then he does that. Hey, Dudders. Can I have your tail? No? Can I have your tail? No? So we got Dudley, but he stayed on my lap for long. I think that he might be in for the duration. So I love you, Dudley. So yeah, obviously Nightbird. You look at that face and you look at Dust Up. There's a similarity. This is I'm going to say relatively recent remold of Chromia, who herself is a remold of the Power of the Primes combiner females, Nova Star, and what was the turquoise one? Oh gosh. I've had a little bit too much apple juice to remember this stuff. But nonetheless, they share very, very similar body styles. Now, they have retooled this since the Combiner Wars, so it no longer combines, which is a shame. I mean, the outward look of the vehicle is not in any way sufficiently improved, and it's not like the character is improved, and I don't know that it cost them that much less to do it this way. So, there was Moonracer. Moonracer was the other one. So I don't know what the advantage was to making these, making a remold that very specifically couldn't combine. I don't understand why that was a priority. It seemed like they were just going out of their way to make sure that you didn't accidentally combine Nightbird or Chromia with anybody else. It's like, oh no, don't you try to combine these. And I'll tell you what, I've been very tempted to get some more of these, some more of those figures, and then just reverse engineer those parts to put Combiner Wars parts in them, because the engineering is really close. I think you could do it. Actually, the biggest difficulty would be that the feet or the ends of the vehicles no longer have the 5mm hole necessary to receive a foot or a fist. And I think that I could fix that. I think I could. I'm an industrious guy. I can put a hole in something. Just letting you know. Okay? I got resources. Wait a minute, where is it? I got a 5mm drill bit right here. And I will use it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That was perfect, by the way. I should probably not have those on my live streams, but, stuff happens. So anyway, let's look at Nightbird for a second here. And look at the face. Look at the face sculpt. Okay, now let's look at Dust Up. Yeah. Notice any similarities? I feel like there was some intent here. So yeah, that's one of, and see, I remember Dust Up's name because she's got that mask on her face. So I'm imagining that she's got the mask because there's a lot of dust. Her name's Dust Up, so she's got the dust up. She's social distancing. She's wearing her mask. She's being a responsible citizen. So that is Dust Up, and she's got her what was that thing that Worf, that weapon that Worf always used, a batleth. She's got a batleth, and that's pretty badass. And there's actually 2 handholds on it. Yes, a couple of the robots are sisters, and we're gonna get there because they're helicopters, and we've got a lot of things to talk about with the helicopters. So this is Jumpstream. Jumpstream? I mean, granted, it's not Fitor or Traitor, but Jumpstream? Well, what stream is she jumping into? I mean, it's not a terrible name, but it says nothing about the character, and there's nothing about her design. Sedans were sedans known for their jumping ability into streams. Like, is it 21 Jump Stream? Is she busting protoforms for using drugs in school? I don't know. Oh, what? Oh, Tech Rat. Slipstream and Cliff. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Tech Rat got it. Slipstream and Cliff Jumper had a kid, and her name's Jumpstream. So. Football. This is the second one of these apple juices that I've polished off. Sure, I'll do more. I have it on good authority that I get much more entertaining the more apple juice I drink. So yeah, this is Jumpstream for reasons, and her mold was used as one of the Stunticons. It was also used for Sunstreaker, who was another one of the combiners that combined with Optimus Prime. And the way that I remember her name is that she doesn't have the Dusk mask, but her name is Jumpstream. That's all I've got. I'm really trying here. So, you know, we're gonna... this is not a bad mold. You know, and it works well for Jumpstream. Thank you. I wish that I could keep up with that. Let's do another. And one more. Thank you. There we go. So that's Jumpstream, and I think that the thinner arms really help for the feminine look of the robot. You know, if you're gonna put feminine physiology into a robot, then I like that she's got you know, very slender feminine arms, and the face sculpt is gorgeous. I love the face sculpt. Let's look at this close up. You know, she looks great. Let me get it in focus. So yeah, look at that, and look at all of the little details. I don't know how they do that in manufacturing. I'm an industrial designer, but I have to say that that's something that's kind of a mystery to me. You know, look at the hands. You know, once again, they all have much nicer molded hands. It's not just your normal fist. It's actually an open hand that sort of has kung fu grip. So yeah, she looks great. Nice chest decal. You know, the design of the chest. And you know, once again, I'm just gonna point out with these guys that they're giving them interesting robotic design decoration, but they're not giving them boob armor. And thank goodness, well, she's okay. This design always had a split foot, but she doesn't look like she's wearing high heels. So thank you, Hasbro, for that. Yeah, so this is Jumpstream, and here's what we can do. We can just put her in this pose, and we can just say that Jumpstream likes jumping into streams. She likes to swim. I've decided that that's canon. Jumpstream likes to swim. She jumps in streams. If she were a Ghostbuster, she would be called Don't Cross the Streams. That's all I got on that. So that's Jumpstream, and she's got this shield. It's a very nice shield. I like the dull silver paint. It looks really good with the translucent blue. So you know, we'll do a super close on that. And see, this is something that that is a little bit of it becomes a criticism. Like, look at the detail. You know, this looks awesome. So this is a criticism. You have weapons like that look really, really nice, and then you have the stuff that's already made out of gray plastic. and it looks cheap. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the mold, but it just doesn't look as good as that silver paint. Mason Fur says that she looks a little bit like Ideon. Ideon. Am I saying that right, Mason Fur? Oh, she does look a bit like Ideon. Huh, okay, wait, let me go ahead and pull up an image of Ideon, and we will... I don't know if I'm saying that right. You can correct me, Mr. Mason Fur. So let's go to images, and there we go, and internet. So this is Amazon. This is my image of Ideon. Oh, whoops. Yeah. That didn't actually make things better. You know, they really broke Google Images a long time ago when they changed to this, and when you click on the image, you go to the website. Okay, when I click on an image... okay, everybody back away from your TV for your computer monitor for just a second. I'm talking to you, Google. Okay, when I click on an image, I'm clicking on it because I want to see a bigger version of that image. I'm not trying to go to the website. Nobody is trying to go to the website when they click on the image. Just put a link to the website under the image. We know what links look like. Images are not links, and they're not meant to be links. So, okay, everybody can come back to their computer monitors now. So, yeah, she definitely does look a little bit like Ideon, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but Al Stinson! AJ Stinson! AJ Stinson is here! Hey, everybody! Say hi to AJ Stinson! I need another... I need a... Let's... That's for you, AJ. So, oh, Savage Shark uses DuckDuckGo over Google. Okay, well, thank you, Savage Shark. You know what? I should too, because hey, DuckTales is awesome, and I'm sure that's what they use. So, oh, what's AJ saying? But oh, okay. So AJ, you actually haven't missed much. I talked a little bit about Pyra Magna, and I talked a little bit about Rust Dust here, and I was just on Jump Stream, and now we're going to come to the part where we need to have a conversation. Thank you. We've got the twin sisters. These are Skyburst and Stormclash, because one of them bursts through the sky and the other one clashes with storms. Once again, I'm really struggling with the names on these characters, okay? Now, okay, I'm talking to all of you because to the best of my knowledge, you are the internet. So I'm asking for some feedback. This was a fan-created project. You guys chose the molds. At what point did you tell Hasbro that we needed 2 copies of the Alpha Bravo mold? They already copied that freaking mold like a dozen times. We got Alpha Bravo. Okay, I'll take Alpha Bravo. We got Vortex. Of course, you're going to do Vortex. We got Blades. Blades, you know, of course. We got because yeah, absolutely, we get Blades, and then we get both of these. How many Alpha Bravos did we need? And did you tell Hasbro that you wanted two that look identical? I'm trying to figure this out. I've been trying to understand this since the first images of Victorion. What's up with the double helicopters? Can somebody explain? I've tried to look this up, and I have not found anything that explains why we've got two Alpha Bravo molds. So, help me out, Internet. I'm watching the comments. Savage Shark says it's not his fault. Don't look at me. Savage Shark also says that we are the Matrix. I love you, Savage Shark. My technical assistant has walked away, so we're going to have to imagine. This is for you, Savage Shark. So, yeah. So these are the twin sisters, Skyburst and Stormclash, and in helicopter mode, I can't tell you which one is which. I have to look at their faces. They are now. What's kind of cool about these is that they are mirror images of each other. So if you look, you know, the paint deco is not symmetrical. It is, you know, it's a little bit different, you know, like, yeah, you see that she's got red on this side and green on this side, and then on this one, it's reversed. And that copies itself throughout the designs of the characters, but they do have unique faces. So even though they totally phoned in and gave us two more Alpha Bravos, and I don't know why, they did it in a very interesting way. Kind of a Tomax and Zaymot sort of way. And extra points for anybody who remembers Tomax and Zaymot. You know what? I feel like this might require an internet view. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up. Tomax and Zaymot. Which, by the way, as palindrome names go, Tomax and Zaymot? Really? Was that the best that you could do, G.I. Joe? So, Tomax and Zaymot were Cobra characters, and they were twins, but they were, of course, mirror images of each other. And the only difference between one and the other was that one had a scar right here. And what was interesting about them is that if you punched one in the face, the other one would feel it, which I would think would be a little bit of a disadvantage. I mean, I feel like I know how to exploit that right away. And usually the Joes didn't exploit that until the end of the episode when they were defeating Cobra just mercilessly, even though for some reason up until that point in the story they had always gotten their butts handed to them by Cobra. But hey, you know what? We could say the same thing about the Transformers cartoon. Tech Rat is saying, did you have to buy them separately? Because if so, that's just ick. Victorion was only available as a gift set. So, you know, you bought Victorion and you got all of this. And that's actually pretty awesome. Yeah, it would have been very frustrating if I had to buy two of the same helicopter just to collect. I'm not sure if I would have been able to do it, to be honest. But AJ Stinson is just saying that palindrome names are lazy. I have mixed feelings about that, because I feel like if they're done well, then they're pretty cool. But honestly, nobody spells anything with an X at the beginning. There's like, you go to the X section of the dictionary and there's like 3 words in it. This is, thank you, Monica. Okay, here we go. We are going to the super close for this unveil. We have That's right, live and in person, Tomax and Zaymot in crimson armor. Look at that. That is the real deal right there. It looks like one of them has a lot more medals than the other. And considering that they did everything together, how does one earn medals that the other did not? Because they never did anything separately. If they were in command, they both were in command. If they were on a mission, they both were on the mission. How does this guy earn all the medals, and this guy's just like, oh, you were so close, but your brother did the work. I would... Oh, maybe it's underneath the lapel, because, the lapels would have still gone the same way, but the head armor is reversed. I don't know. Anyway... I'm bullshitting. This is what I do. So is it under there? Oh, okay. Well, okay. I stand corrected. I am very sorry, Tomax and Zaymot. So, not that I know which one is which, but if you move this, the medals are actually underneath there. Look at that. Look, okay. 3 cheers for G.I. Joe. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if they'd start making G.I. Joe figures again, because they're awesome. They are. Finally, they are. So, okay, I stand corrected. So we were talking about helicopters, because in a way that only we can. Nepotism. Thank you, AJ Stinson. Nepotism. Maybe they get to share the medals, says Savage Shark. An astute observation. And actually that's the truth. Tomax just never had any ambition. He was riding on the coattails of Zaymot's Express, and honestly, Zaymot had to work harder because nobody was willing to accept his name. So, when I like to, as I mentioned before, I like to have the characters be able to hold all of the extra bits, and so even though ideally each sword is supposed to go to one of, I think that they go to the helicopter twins. Let me look on the box. So. It definitely shows each of the twins having their own blade. I've decided screw that. One character gets the blades, and one character gets a pair of Victorion fists. And you know what? Life's not fair. So, I'm going to take the blades off here, and of course she is a remold of Alpha Bravo, Blades, Vortex, and half a dozen other Transformers that got to use this mold. You just kind of move the tail like that, you fold up the blades there, you flip up this thing. It actually is a really good mold. And I wasn't... they released it first with Superion as Alpha Bravo, and then the tricky Hasbro, they released Superion, and you build it with 3 or 4 of the Gen 1 characters, and then Alpha Bravo, who is a new character. But then after the fact, they release the missing Gen 1 character as a repaint of one of the other 4. And it's like, you got me, now I have to buy that one too. But you know what, I actually really liked the team having that extra character. And then as I was kind of trying to figure out which characters made the best combiner combinations, then I ended up moving Alpha Bravo to the Skylinks combiner, I think. It was either Skylinks or maybe Inferno. Infernus, but yeah. So Alpha Bravo, was still pretty cool, even if he didn't stay with the aerial bots. And yeah, I'm having some trouble here. So thank you. Oh wait, here I have to see. I did it wrong. You have to pull this out and that allows you to open up the legs like this. So there we go. And now I can do the blades like that. And then we close the feet around like this and twist at the waist. And split the legs. Oh, there she goes. She does the splits. Okay, and we twist the head around. And this one is Skyburst. And I remember Skyburst's name. Okay, this is a stretch. But the way that I remember Skyburst's name is that her face is not covered. Let me go ahead and show her on the super close. So, she's got a very nice head sculpt. A nice, all of them have the same nice colors, nice design. But notice that her face has eyes, nose, and mouth. And so in that way, she is similar to Jumpstream. And so in the same way that Jumpstream is named Jumpstream because she jumps into streams, I remember that Skyburst is Skyburst because she bursts into skies. This is the best that I can do, okay? Because the name has absolutely nothing to do. It's not like she's like Vortexion or it's like, I don't know, something that says something about her distinctiveness as a character, and that's hard when she's a twin. But I mean, it doesn't even really make sense for her to be a Whirlybird. Yes, call her Whirlybird. Yes, you know what? Her name is now Whirlybird. That's it. TM. You're welcome, Hasbro. Her name is Whirlybird, and her name is Helicopter. Helicopter. Because it's a female helicopter. Thank you for that, sweetie. Yeah, you know what? So we've got Whirlybird and Helicopter. So Helicopter, I'll take out the extra fists. She transforms exactly the same way, which I'm going to do correctly this time, having practiced it once. That is one of the advantages to having the exact same mold there. Split the feet. You open up these, put them around to the side, and then we open up that, and we open up that, and then we move these maybe here, and then we close up the legs and get them to tab in. We twist the waist, split the legs, and then we put down the prop, and if we can get this to unseat, we kind of move this back and then engage it there, lock the blades in by the fins, and twist around the head. And see, she's got a visor rather than eyeballs, so she's kind of got her sunglasses on. And here we'll go ahead and show her, and again, really nice face sculpt, but I have to say that I like Whirlybird's face sculpt better. Helicopter I don't know, I'm not as big of a fan of the visor in this case. And I don't really have a reason for that. I just think that that Whirlybird's looks better. So, nonetheless, this is Helicopter, previously named Stormclash. Once again, there's like if there was like a lightning bolt motif or something, then maybe I'd get Stormclash. But there's nothing about this figure that actually says Stormclash to me other than, she looks like the dropship pilot from Aliens. Okay. Oh! Holy crap! Okay, wait a minute here. We've got to go to the internet. Sorry, Tomax and Zaymont, you're getting overwritten here. Dropship. Okay. Aliens. Pharaoh. Her name is Pharaoh. Good job. Okay, and we'll just bring that up and go to the internet. Look at that. She absolutely looks like Pharaoh. How did you... Savage Shark. Oh, Savage Shark, you have to run. Oh, I'm sorry, Savage Shark. Well, I'm sorry to see you go. Boy, I think that I've had a few too many apple juices at this point, because this is number 3. But here's one to you, Savage Shark, because it's a shame to see you go. So, smaller sips. That's called sustainability. So, who was it that was you? That was Monica. Okay, Monica is amazing because she somehow looked at this and said, "Oh, that reminds me of Pharaoh from Aliens, the cannon fodder from the Alien movie." I mean, so yeah, Monica does know Aliens, So yeah, that is her. Holy crap! Good job, sweetie. And I'd even accept her name as like Ferocity, because velocity and Pharaoh. The dropships are Cheyenne class. She could be called Cheyenne. Yeah, she could absolutely be called Cheyenne. So, see, we've already come up with a bunch of better names than Stormclash. And, it's not even that I hate the name Stormclash. It's just that it says nothing about this character. Normally, like, when you see Black Arachnia, guess what? She's an arachnid and she's black. Oh, wow! That's a great name. When you look at Moonracer is light blue, and she's got, very, very pastel colors, okay? She looks lunar, okay? We've got Windblade, okay? And guess what? She's got blades, and she's got these props things, so she's sort of a glider type thing. She's Windblade, and she uses a freaking sword, okay? That's how you name a character. Stormclash for your helicopter that looks like the dropship pilot from Aliens. What are you doing? Did the fans pick the names too? Is that it? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. So I'll Tech Rat says shy SHY dash Anne ANNE. Thanks Tech Rat for playing our game. Enjoy your consolation prizes. So that's all the characters, and but what we want, of course, is Victorion. So we're gonna make some Victorion. Okay, wait here. I need some feedback here from our studio audience. Do you want cars as legs, or helicopters as legs, or swap them up, one of each? Let me know in the comments. And I wish that we had like the Jeopardy music, you know. So do 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 do. Do, 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 bop, 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 bop. I'm sorry, I can't go that high. I could try, like... Oh, there we go. Okay, so what did we come up with? Let's see. Cars. Okay, hella legs. So what are we saying there? What for Joy and Grayskull? When you say cars, did you say cars as legs? Does that mean cars as legs? And then we've got 2 votes for cars and legs and 1 vote for hella legs. And we've got AJ Stinson saying that he loves that effect and the song. So, I guess we're going with... And Mason Fur is just kind of giving me one of these. At least I think that's what the emoji is saying. Okay, you know what? We're going to mix it up. We're going to do a car as a leg and a heli leg. So that's what you... I'm taking that from you, the internet. So, let's start the transforming process. And
Roger.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We're doing transforming now, and this is okay. I feel like this is one of those things where there should be like a dramatic moment where the team gets together and realizes, oh, we've got to, thank you. Yeah. Okay, I'm already most of the way through the A-Team theme song, and I've only got 1 transformed. We've got a problem here. Okay, so we've got a car leg here, and we're going to give her a foot. And I'm going to set that over there. And then we need a hella leg. And so here we go. What did we decide that her name was? She was named Skyburst. Oh, Whirlybird. Yes. So we've got Whirlybird here. You know what? I'm okay with Whirlybird. And I think that my speaker just died. My smooth jazz, my royalty-free smooth jazz, just died. So no more royalty-free smooth jazz. Oh, I forgot to twist the waist. There we go. She's a little bit sticky. No comments, internet. So we've got Whirlybird here, and I'm just transferring her. Yes, I just lost the speaker that had the smooth jazz, and it was beeping to let me know that it was dead now. So, guess before the next live stream, we're gonna have to charge the speaker, which is, you know, sometimes charging has to happen. Okay, so Whirlybird is right here. Put the arms by the sides, just like that. And then we'll flip up the blades. And it would be a lot easier, had I been thinking about this ahead of time, I would have transformed them into vehicle mode. I would have started in robot mode and gone to vehicle mode, because the vehicle modes are a lot closer to the combiner limbs. But, you know, hindsight is 20/20. And so we have another leg. So there we go. Oh, wait, we have to also do this. We have to... Thank you! And then we will transform her. Actually, you know what? For the arms, the robot modes are a little bit closer, so I think that this is going to go just fine. We've already done the hard part. And ooh. And we'll give her a hand like this. There we go. So we got an arm. And then we've got dust up here. With the name that I can sort of remember. She's got a dust mask. So, I have to say that Hasbro, if you keep using the Combiner Wars molds and the Combiner Wars system, I will keep buying. You introduce combiners in the Earthrise series, and they are compatible, I'll buy them. I probably own them all already, but you know what? We got a brand new mold for Jazz last time in Power of the Primes, and it only got used for Jazz. Well, no, I think that it was used for Ricochet, but that was like a special edition thing. But you know, nobody knows who Ricochet is, so I didn't buy that one. But nonetheless, I would be glad to buy more remolds of Jazz as other Gen 1 characters, or, you know, just give them a cool color scheme. So, yeah, big fan of Combiner Wars. I bought the crap out of my Combiner Wars. Yeah, I bought several versions of every mold because they kept making them as new characters, and I just, you know, I wanted to combine Prime with other Autobots. I wanted to finish. Most of the teams didn't come as one set. You know, I think that they had gift boxes for the main guys and for Victorion, which, in the case of Victorion, that was the only way that you could get her, is to buy the box set. But most of the Combiner Wars characters, you had to hunt them out in the stores or on Amazon, and that was, you know, that was your option. You know, if you didn't find them, then you were out of luck. So we're on Pyra Magna at this point. And just transforming her legs. Hotspot is a great mold, and you know, even with my kind of dubious opinions of Hotspot as, you know, like a fire truck for Pyra Magna. And her name is Pyra Magna. You know, it's got kind of the fire motif going, so that does work. But I still don't know why there was a fire truck on Camnus. I mean, I guess they have fires on Camnus, but it doesn't seem like they have. It doesn't seem like they have like organic material that would burn. So, oh, Joy was asking if I have G1 Shockwave. So, my G1 Shockwave, I got him secondhand. I got him third hand, and he had belonged to a friend of mine that I think he got eaten by the dogs, and he might have gotten peed on, and then he was put back together to the best of his ability by my friend Don, and you know, he had a bolt going through the hips, and so this is Gen 1 Shockwave, and he's back in one piece, but he's not doing too great. Now, you will notice that he's got a pink fist and a pink blaster, and that is because eventually I got an original Shockwave, and Shockwave was in better condition, but Shockwave was made with all plastic parts. He didn't have any of the high quality metal parts that Shockwave did. And so since Shockwave was more together, then I did a surgery where I replaced Shockwave's parts, like the good parts from Shockwave came off and became part of the good parts on Shockwave. And so this is the Radio Shack version of the same mold that was not a Transformers product, but it was licensed from the same Japanese company that made that toy. And then this is my sad Shockwave, and Shockwave, you know, he still works. So, you know, Shockwave looks great, and I really like that I have a Shockwave. You know, he occupies a kind of a fun place in history. And then I'm just going to throw this out. This is another place where, okay, GoBots didn't do it better, but they did a pretty good job. This is the GoBots laser gun, and I don't think that he even has a name, which is a shame. But he, you know, he also has sound effects, and you just, you know, play with his unmentionables, and now the original version of this actually has a much longer barrel, and it's a little bit more translucent, and it's a double barrel. But we got this one on eBay for $5, and that part was broken off. Yet all the electronics and the light bulb were still intact. So these are actually the clear pipes from a Big Lots knockoff version of Cybertron RC. These are the tailpipe weapons that yeah, here's another version of that same mold. So, you know, she came with these and then these things, and in the knockoff version, you know, it was scaled up, so it was larger, and it was made of clear red, and so I took those and I made a new end for this gun, and I'm really happy with it. I actually think that it looks a lot better than the original. And then he transforms just like this. And he makes a great little handheld laser gun. It's the exact same electronics, but you know, once again, in in another example of how GoBots did not know how to market their stuff. Shockwave was a Decepticon. He was shown on the show, and even though he was never a prominent figure, he was very memorable, and everybody loved him, okay? He had a name, he had a bio, he wore a Decepticon symbol. You know, he was very clearly part of the story. With this guy, he doesn't get a name, and they put a sticker that just says, wait a minute here, we'll go to the super close. Okay, so it says GoBots on the leg. Mighty robots, mighty warriors. Well, that's great. That's great. You know what? I actually have a tattoo on my ass that says human dipshits who elect stupid leaders. And then wait a minute, it gets better. On the front of the gun, there's a picture of Psykill and Leader 1, which, you know, amazingly enough, I actually have a tattoo of Trump on one nut and Hillary Clinton on the other. Oh, thank you. AJ Stinson says that he loves the end of the gun that I made. I'm really happy with it. You know, I'm very, very happy with it. I actually like it better than the original. And this was $5 online. So if you can find this guy on eBay, he's great. Okay, just get him. You'll love him. And especially if your Shockwave is in a state of disrepair, you know, this guy, didn't we come up with a name for him? It was, I forget what it was. You're going to try and remember. No, it wasn't. I think that it was another Wave. Didn't we give him a Wave name? No, his name isn't Shoot. Okay, we're not giving him freaking Shoot or. His name is not Shootor. Okay, I'm just going to tell you right now, his name is not Shootor. Energy Wave. I think that we called him Energy Wave. So, yes. So anyway, while we were doing that, thank you, Joy, for asking that. Let's see. I'm just kind of looking for a second here. I'm sorry, I'm just enjoying the comments from AJ and Joy, and you know, thank you. I'm gonna try and get her together. So we've got Pyra Magna put together as the center. Let's go to the other camera, and so we've got 2 legs, and then we're gonna combine, and I think this calls for a transform noise. A little bit more. Nice. Okay, and there we go with the that is Victorion without the chest piece, and she looks good. You know, even without the chest piece, she looks very nice.
If you're gonna ride, Dano, ride in style. If you're gonna ride.
That's true. If you're gonna ride, I don't know how to pull off that, but so there we go. That is Victorion combined, and she really does look awesome, even without the motorcycle chest piece. So let's go ahead and we'll come back here. And so, you know, she's pretty solid as a combiner. You know, some of the combiners really have a hard time because there's so many joints. And so it's hard to have a playable combined figure. But Hotspot did make for a good body. And she looks really good. Now, that's not all that you can do with her, though. I'm going to try and make sure that she doesn't fall over. There. Okay, so. Also, the weapons combine. And let's see if I can remember how to do that. I probably should have practiced this before this live stream. But I did not. I won't forget the chess piece. I will not forget the chess piece. Don't you worry. We are getting chess piece in here. So I believe that these go on either side here, and then there's also a hilt. You know what? I think. Let's see. Okay. So I think that you have the shield here, and I want to say that this twists around and locks in like that. Yes, that seems good. And then you have these, which go on either side, just like that. And just like that. And looking at the picture is cheating, just so that you know. And then I look up and I look at the picture. I feel like, so this piece plugs in here, but I think that this piece goes in first. Probably like, I'm guessing like this, or maybe like this. So, okay, that goes like that, and then I think that that goes like that. And that is her sword. And I don't even need the super close on that, because that is a big ass sword. And I really respect that they did go to the trouble to make a combined weapon. That's always a nice feature. You know, that you just can't get away from that. It's been done on a lot of third-party toys, and I've seen it done in Transformers before. But you know what? It's great when they do it, and especially when they do it in a nice way. This is a pretty cool-looking thing. So this is great, and she can hold it. So let's just move over here. Oh yeah, we can do that. And you know what? We're just going to compare her in size to Gen 1 Devastator, just to show, you know, this is what made Combiner. One of the things that made Combiner Wars great is that they really were supersized robots. You know, they towered over the other figures. You look at how much bigger she is than Gen 1 Devastator. You know, this is what we were hoping to get when we were kids, and we didn't. And see, they've got these clever little holes in the fists right here. You can't see it. Right there. And so the hilt of the sword goes right in there. Maybe. I'm going to have to pick this up. Can't do it in front of the other camera. Okay, so I'm going to set her right here. And because, you know, the problem is that as I futz with her, she kind of doesn't like being futzed with. Like many women do not like to be futzed with. And as well, they should not. Women, you deserve respect. So, we're gonna put this sword in. There we go. Okay, so we've and see the hands also move. Okay, here. Wait. We'll go to the super close for this. So they didn't cheapen out on us with the hands. It's got an articulated trigger finger. That's cool. Even though she doesn't come with a gun, she comes with a sword. But they've got the trigger finger, and then the rest of this can close up. And so, you know, you can do the same thing over here, and you can, you know, close up the hand so that it actually looks like it's gripping the hilt of the sword. And so that's, you know, that's great. You know, once again, a lot of attention to detail in this figure. You know, there was love put into the design of this. And so we've got to do, you know, of course we've got to do Rust Dust. And so Rust Dust is right here. And it's always a little bit funny getting rust dust on here. Let's see, you know, you have the legs go up and spread out, and you flip up these, and then you do something like that. And I believe that this is how that goes. I want to say that this is how that goes. Maybe this is how that goes. No, that is not how it goes. I did not move the pelvis. So the pelvis goes up this way. And then the legs are like this. So the arms are an integral part of this transform. And they have to kind of grip around. So let me see here. No, they stay like that. It's tricky to remember. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm looking. I'll tell you what I'm doing. See, okay, so there's the little post here that I was using to hold rust dust onto Pyra Magna earlier. And then these are the two holes that the pegs in the arms interlock into. And I'm trying to remember how you arrange it so that this little hole here will line up with that, and then the arms will line up as they're supposed to. And this is such a wiry little figure. Oh gosh, dead air, dead air. I don't know, I don't remember how to do it. Thank you. So if I get this transform correct, do I win the prize? Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves while I try and figure this out. Okay. Yes, we're making progress now. Don't you worry. Okay, and okay, I thought I was somewhere. I thought I was somewhere. Okay, I need you to grab either the Protectobots or Infernus. And we're going to call in reinforcements. It's not because I can't figure it out. It's because I don't want you to have to wait for me to figure it out.
You're on.
Okay. And oh gosh. We now have yes, I've resorted to looking at groove. All right, I admit it. I've had too much apple juice and it's really getting hard to think, and this is really complicated. So we have groove here and he's doing a split. Oh, okay. I'm seeing stuff now. All right. And wait here. I'm going to bend that way. And I'm going to bend this way. And then these go down here. And apparently Victorion just tried to stab me. She is not happy with my performance. And then this goes down like that, and this goes down like that. So who would have guessed that the smallest guy is the hardest one? I mean, that's just not right. Oh, yes, and also there are these little tabs right here on the arms that slot in to the legs. See, I knew that, and I just kind of forgot about it. And that's a dead giveaway for how this thing goes. So, yeah, once you have that, then it makes things a lot easier. And now, rust dust pegs right in there, and then the arms peg into the holes here. And too much apple cider. You are so right, Grayscale. Grayscale says too much apple cider, and I have to agree. And you know what? I'll drink to that, Grayscale. So, here we go. This is Victorion in all of her glory. And I have to say, she looks great. Let's go to the super close, get some details on her. So, this is how Rust Dust looks as the chest piece. And it really does add a lot. You know, now I wish that the Autobot sign weren't upside down, but I understand that that's kind of a holdover from the design of the robot and the vehicle. Great head sculpt. Look at her. You know, the visor over the eyes looks awesome. And the chin piece is nice. And yet she's still very distinctly feminine. You know, the hand designs, as I showed you before, they're great. You know, she's got good body dynamics. Let's pull her back over here. She's still very posable, which, you know, it's hard to make a combiner posable, but they did such a good job in Combiner Wars with these guys. So this, you know, she's all about destroying Decepticons and chewing gum. She's all out of gum. That's right. I just said that. I don't know what it means, but I said it, and I stand by it. So, yeah, this is Victorion. And as much as I don't understand why it is that she's got two helicopters that look identical, and I'm not sure that I understand why she's a fire truck on an alien planet with two sports cars. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, she is a kick-ass combiner. And here's the other thing that I'm just going to point out. And maybe this is, you know, I don't know if I'm tipping my hat to Hasbro for doing this. I'll tip my hat to Hasbro. I'm also going to tip my hat to IDW Publishing, the comic book, because they didn't just, you know, shoehorn in Victorion and then let her go. She was pretty much the premier combiner for pretty much the rest of the Transformers series. I mean, after that, you know, she was right up to the end of the series, and then they had their climactic conclusion where Cybertron was destroyed and Unicron was destroyed and Optimus Prime died yet again. And she was right there to the bitter end. She was the only combiner that they just repeatedly kept using. Devastator also was used a lot before the Combiner Wars series, and that's when he had Prowl as a head, which was great, by the way. And at some point, I really want to kit bash a version that has Prowl as the head. But that's another live stream. So yeah, this is Victorion, and she does, you know, the feet look great. You know, it's great to have a combiner that actually has feet. And let me try and get her to hold a pose for the other camera. I'm trying here, and wait here, a little twist. And we're going to move Devastator over, and then, okay, here is the other camera. Boom. And look at that. You know, you can't even quite fit her in the frame, but she looks so good. She's so, she's got such dynamic posture, and her limbs work and her colors work. She is just an excellent toy, and I am so glad that I've got her in my collection. So, let's see. Joy mentioned Robo Boobs. Yeah, she doesn't have Robo Boobs. The stream with a quick look at Black Arachne. Okay, so yeah, she does not have Robo Boobs. No boob armor. Which, now, if you want Robo Boobs, thank you, speaker that stopped working like 10 minutes ago, but you let us know that you weren't working anymore, so thank you for that. So if you want Robo Boobs, let's just let me flip my there we go to the super close, and look at that. Black Arachnia, she's got the nicest Robo Boobs. I mean, yeah, if it weren't for the fact that you would tear my face off, I wouldn't mind a night with Black Arachnia. She is a sexy lady. And she's not wearing high heels. So, she's got a little, she's a little bit thick. She's got a little badonkadonk. Yeah. Actually, this is a gorgeous figure. I love this figure, and maybe it's misogynistic because she's got boobs. Even underneath the extra junk in the trunk, look, she's even got she's got some nice badonkadonk going on here. Yes. Now, granted, her badonkadonk is filled with poison, but every fine woman's badonkadonk is filled with poison. She even has long hair, which is a first for Transformers. So, yes, she does. She has long hair. Transformers usually don't have hair. But you know what? At this point in the series, they were doing techno-organic. So she was intended to look partially organic. And that really worked. Yeah, this is a fantastic toy. And she's got the creepy multi-eye thing going on. Let me show you the head sculpt. So yeah, she's actually got 8 eyes there, at least 6 eyes. She's got 6. No, there's 3 on each row. So yeah, she has 8 eyes and beautiful face sculpt. This really is a beautiful toy with a fantastic transform, and we will probably explore this on another ladies' night. But we came here to talk about Victorion, and I think that we've managed to talk about Victorion. So Joy says that we need to sell tickets. Yes, how can she feed her 800 young? I feel like Black Arachne is a character that could have easily been a praying mantis. So she wouldn't have been an arachnid anymore, so she would have been Black Mantia. Black Mantia. Yes. No copyright infringement there. Oh, but okay, so I think that's it. I think that we have managed to waste enough of your time and to have a lot of fun on mine. I'm a little bit head spinny from the copious amounts of apple juice that I've been drinking. Yeah, it's medicinal. It helps my throat. So, with that, thank you everyone for joining me at another look through my ridiculously oversized collection, and you know, exploring these things. And you know, if anybody has any ideas about why it was that they felt the need to have two identical helicopters, please go ahead and add to the comments of this video, because it's going to go on YouTube after I'm done here. So thank you. You guys are the best. Okay, let me just say that you guys are all the best. For those of you who stuck with it for the whole time, you're like super awesome best. And for those of you who couldn't, thank you for joining me. And I hope that you catch up with this later. And, you know, for everybody, Tech Rat, Mason Fur, Colleen, AJ, Joy, you know, I'm forgetting names because I've been drinking too much apple juice. You know, everybody, you guys make this fun. It wouldn't be fun without you. I would try to have fun, and you know, I would at least spend time, but you know, it's the interactions that make it worthwhile, and I appreciate that you're willing to take your Friday nights and spend it with me and Monica. So thank you very much, and I guess I'll see you next week. Keep it going.
Sorry, I can't really keep that up for that long. Roll the tape back. I want to do more of those